Good evening, welcome to the Salvation Show. Only two of us here tonight, myself and Sean. And we would like to, first of all, I'd like to thank Peter Johnson, our guest that was here last week. Thank you, Peter. A lot of people sending messages in about talking about mental health and all that. And thank you so much for that. And your music as well, and your album, great album. But anyway, just to let you know, this won't cost you anything. But if you're watching us on our YouTube, just do us a favour. Can you please subscribe to the Salvation Show YouTube page? It won't cost you anything. Now, it helps for the channel to grow, of course. And if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, just follow the podcast and give us a review. Tell us what you think of the show and all that, or if there's anything you'd like us to take up.
Or some topics you may want to discuss with us.
No, it won't cost you anything. It's just the word subscribe means you pay, but it does not in this. Anyway, lots of topics we've got, especially people. I'm sure you all know we were talking about last week that Nicola Sturgeon is, she's finished now with the SNP. And a lot of people going off it. There's one controversial one that's been on the news. I can't think of the lady's name, but she's going up for the leader of the SNP, but because of her religion, she doesn't believe in having babies before your marriage or sex before marriage. Now, I don't believe in sex before marriage.
I'm not talking about that, Paddy.
I am, because I was late for the chapel the last time. No, there's a lot of topics on it, and we're coming up to Lent. Today is the start of Lent.
There's Ash
Wednesday.
Yeah, Ash Wednesday. Yeah.
Why did they call it Ash Wednesday?
Well, I suppose when you think about it, we came from Ash, so just a reminder of what we are, where we came from.
I remember
a long journey ahead of us.
I remember at school when you had to go in and get your ashes, and there would be a mark on them the next day. But we were learning how to play music and all that. And what we used to do was take a bit of soda out of the fireplace and put it on. And it didn't last for one day. It lasted for about 3 months. Do you go off, if you're at Lent, do you go off anything, Sean?
I try. That's the answer, the best answer I can give you. But I do. I remember a couple of years ago, and I decided to give up alcohol.
Oh, lovely.
And I lasted the whole 6-7 weeks. No, I wasn't there, Paddy. No. I think, and when you do something like that, it gives you a sense of purpose. You know,
it does. Yeah,
you've done something that's, you were always used to having a few drinks the weekend and that, but you don't miss it after a while. But you should know all about that.
Yeah, I went off for Lent about 36 years ago. I think I must have got some Alzheimer's or something. I forgot to go back. But I remember when we were young, you used to say, I'm giving up sweets, I'm giving up this and all that.
I could never understand that. I could never understand people giving up sweets just on weekends and then gorging themselves during the week. And the same with alcohol too as well.
And then Paddy Goodwin, I know Paddy's going to be watching this. Paddy was my guest on the show this morning. Paddy says, I see Liverpool are all Catholics. I said, how do you know? He says, they're giving up defending for Lent.
I love it. I like that. That's a lovely
anyway,
one.
Liverpool were bet 5-2, but by an extraordinary team, fabulous team.
Have to agree with you, Paddy. I watched it last night, and I'm very impressed in the first 10 minutes for Liverpool. But then again, you see the wee class coming in with Real Madrid and some wonderful footballers.
Now there is talk about Lent. You go off Lent, but then on St. Patrick's Day you're allowed to go back on it, isn't it?
I don't know if that's true or not, Paddy. That's when the big question comes in.
Yeah.
If you're strong enough, would you do it? Would you still stay off it on St. Patrick's Day? That's the big test, I think,
But that it is. I remember people would know that years ago, and I don't know if somebody still does it, when you had the shamrock on with a bit of tin foil.
Yes.
You were away to Mass and you're back into the pub.
Yes.
And you dipped your shamrock into the pint and you swallowed it.
Yes. I know a man who done that. I know, man, that was your lovely, lovely father-in-law.
Yeah, they've done that a lot. A lot of people done that. I remember one fella doing it, but I don't think it was shamrock. I think it was nettles he had. It stung them out of him. But they dip it into your pint, and that's what's known as drowning the shamrock.
That's when you come to the end of the night and you have no money left. Whatever you have left, you just dip it.
No money for a salad burger.
That would last you on the way home.
I'll tell you one thing. You want to put a toilet roll in the fridge when it heads down. Oh.
No, we just get
Now
back.
you know where I was drawing the snout, or getting the snakes out of Ireland.
Just getting back to Lent there. Years ago, when I was a young lad, and it wasn't too long ago, Paddy.
No, I know the feeling.
But anyway, nothing was happening in Dundalk, in the country, during Lent. There was no picture houses. There was no
everything was stopped.
Everything was stopped.
Everything was stopped, and the only thing that you could go to was mass.
That's right.
That was the only thing at the time. I remember it. I remember everything was stopped for Lent, and there was no drinking on St. Patrick's Day.
No,
there was plenty of it, but
then everybody looked forward to Easter Sunday.
Yeah,
that's when everybody went absolutely crazy, and a lot of people. I've seen it in my own family. All the brothers were dressed up on Easter Sunday.
Yeah,
with their shirts and their tie and their sports coats and everything else, and they'd head down wherever there was a piano. Wherever pub had a piano, the boys used to head down there.
And if there wasn't, there was one found. A lot of people did dress up like that, and especially during our time. I know people do dress up going to mass and all that, but in our time, Sunday was a special day where the mother dressed up, the father dressed up. Even though the father was into the pub, the mother was getting the dinner ready, but they were always dressed on the Sunday and special
great
occasions.
Tradition, that and the lovely spring day. If you were lucky enough to get a good day on Easter Sunday, was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then you had the bank holiday Monday.
Holiday. Well, it was a bank holiday in them days. Every day there was no money, and there was. I noticed now that around Easter the daffodils used to come out. Yeah. They're actually out now at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just goes to show you about climate change.
Well, I planted daffodil bulbs there it must have been a couple of months ago. And I'm not kidding you, they're coming up like giraffes.
Yeah, but mine's the same.
But it took them long enough to get up now,
Yeah, my grass is not cut, but there's daffodils growing all around it. But you were talking about in those days, even during a funeral, even during a funeral, if someone died, everything was covered. The television was covered. The mirrors were covered.
Yeah.
And there was, and all the women were in mourning in black stockings, black dresses. And
do you remember? I think it was the men had a black diamond.
A diamond. I remember it well.
On their shoulder of their coat.
Yeah, it was sewn into the coat.
Yeah.
And that was there. I think was always left on till the month's mind.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, there is another topic we're asked to take up. There's warning on cigarette packets, and they put on meat products in supermarkets as well, I think.
I haven't heard that.
I've seen the cigarette packet.
Oh, that's frightening.
Where they show you someone's lungs.
Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to put the pictures of dead animals on meat packets, so that to stop people
eating red meat.
Like
I think that's going to...
Did I see the other day, excuse me, I'm on the vapor, a packet of sausages, Peppa Pig. I'm sure I've seen Peppa Pig sausages.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's getting a wee bit out of hand, I think.
Everything is getting out of hand.
But you know what? They have cigarette, whatever, done on meat packages and everything. I can't understand that. We've been eating meat since Adam was a garson. And now people coming along and they're putting stuff, warning signs on meat packages.
Yeah, and the cause of the whole lot of the ozone layer is cows. Farting.
Well, they play a big part in it, I have to say.
Big fart in it, yeah. They do. And now, poor Road Dahl, whatever you call him, everything has to be changed. And you have Uberlumpers, the boys in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, I do, Paddy. Yeah, I do.
They are not known anymore as Uberlumpers, whatever you call them. Impolumpers. But they have to be known as small people.
Well, I can understand that too as well.
Where you have Charlie saying to the young fella, "You're fat," and all this in the song. That has to be changed. And Winnie the Pooh?
I do.
It's Winnie the Shit now.
I think I walked into that one.
No, but there is an awful lot of things. Like there's even your man came in, Salman Rushdie. And he came in and said, it's wrong. That's the way it was. Because if you look at the old things on television, like Nearest and Dearest or Steptoe and Son, it says it on the screen. There will be discriminatory sayings in this for its time.
Yeah, it's for its time, yeah.
You know, like if there's going to be another Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, which there was with Johnny Depp, but if there was going to be another one, change them in it then. But leave things
Leave the
alone.
old ones.
Yeah.
Well, that one there, they're doing it with faulty towers,
John Cleese as well. They're changing things on that they can't make out Manuel to be stupid. You know, like the fun of the whole lot. I was talking to someone the other day that we Irish, if we're telling a joke, we always say, "Did you hear about the Kerry man? Did you hear about the Irish man? You know, did you hear all about this?
Did you hear about Paddy Mac?
Yeah, Paddy Mac, yeah." You know, all this, we laugh at ourselves because we think it's
Well,
funny.
we're a nation for that, and it's
We're a
great. It's
nation,
great to have to be able to laugh at ourselves. I'm one of the people who laugh at myself.
Yeah, I laugh.
If I do
definitely
something
self
stupid, I
every
laugh
day.
at myself.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Just guess what I'm after doing. You're not going to believe this. That's it. That's it.
There is a lot, but I don't think changing anything on anything. You know, there was, as I say, that part of Nearest and Dearest, or even Last of the Summer Wine and all that, when they say something. You know, you think nowadays, I even seen now that even jokes, they were on about Sam Smith. He said he wouldn't play in Manchester. He wanted to call Demchester now. Oh. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's too many changes, far too many changes. Like we were bad enough when we changed from punt to euro. You used to say, "I'm going to spend a penny." Now you have to say, "I'm going to urinate." You know, all the changes and you know, it's true. But anyway, what have we got here? Players are given the green light by ladies. What is that? What does it mean?
Football Association, LGBT.
Yeah. It's the gender of football, isn't it? Gaelic football. I can't say
it's
it.
the Ladies Gaelic Football Association. LG, Ladies
Oh,
Gaelic.
transgender players are given the green light for ladies football. Was there not a topic on that about a transgender guy going to prison over something? So,
Don't know.
I don't know. Would there not be, if you had, many's on the team of Gaelic, 16, 15. If you had 15 transgender fellas playing
Again.
15 girls, should it win them? You know?
You'll probably have to mix and match them.
And at the end, you know, they would have swapped jerseys. They wouldn't be
No, I don't think
so. Oh yeah, there's one here. It says Valentine's Day spending increased most in Cavan as spending on, what's that, spa breaks. So
I don't know. I mean, that's... Told Cavan people have got a bad name over the years.
sure, look,
you know.
And you know what? It's a great town to be in. But there was one where a guy rang the wife in Cavan and he says, "Get your coat on." He says, "Are we going out?" He says, "No, I'm turning off the heat." There's a lot of things like that, you know. But who's more miserable than ourselves?
Well, that's very true. But, you know, they had a rough time over the years, I have to say.
Now we have here, what is it?
We were friends.
Eating out is more expensive in Dublin than London, Paris and Rome.
Yeah,
So-
it was proven. It is,
especially in Temple Bar.
I think I remember reading that a slice of lasagna is €25.
€25.
€25, yeah.
Jeez, you could get a lad McArdle meat to do for the week.
€25. Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I seen someone putting up a receipt where 2 pints was up in €20.
Well, that's
2
I don't
pints
know.
of Guinness.
You cannot justify that. I don't care what anybody says.
I cannot understand it.
I mean, the people who Diageo and all these places, and these companies are they're making millions every year, and they're still, they're not satisfied.
But you see,
they need to get more and more.
It mightn't be Diageo, because the publicans are allowed to put it up whenever they want.
I know Diageo put it up up to 12 cents or something. Then the VAT on top of that. So that put it up to, I know in Dundalk here it's about $5.60 for a pint of Guinness. It's probably nearly €6 for a pint of Heineken. So it doesn't make it average. I don't think it's fair. It can be
The
get away with that.
the last time I had a drink, it was 60p.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. God,
I think my fire took that time.
Oh, Robin Hood. Which reminds me, I was watching Robin Hood the other day with Errol Flynn.
One of my favourites. One of my
There's some great old movies.
Yeah, one of my favourites.
The Alamo.
The colour in those was brilliant.
Oh, Technicolor.
Technicolor,
Even the green tights were green.
Yeah, good luck winning them, Paddy, yourself.
I might get a pair. What have we here? There is a sign in a car, I think it is it?
In a taxi.
Oh, it's in a taxi. Please don't ask
futile personal questions. I am from Ghana, now Irish citizen. Yes, I like it here. I have master's degree, MBA UK. Please show
due esteem.
Please show due esteem.
But I thought the idea, it doesn't matter where you're from, I thought the idea of a taxi driver is to talk to you. It doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what degree you have. I know a lot of taxi drivers that I get in and I have a great crack with them. But if you're not going to talk, there's people, you don't know what the people are going to.
And you can have a very, very educational conversation with
some of the fellas I know.
Taxi men. No, I remember coming from the Borgash Theatre there one night a few months ago there, and I met this taxi. The next day, and we had a great conversation. He was a retired businessman, I think, but yeah, the guys know Dublin, they know the crack, and they know the places to go, and they give you a lot of information.
It took him 2 hours to get 10 minutes away from the hotel.
And then you give him a tip.
Yeah. But I think that...
No, honestly, I think it's important that we tip people like that who are very good at their job and they're very informative.
Yeah, I always tip taxi driver. He keeps saying to me to keep him bet the horses.
Now, Paddy, what have we?
Now, we have traffic lights and there are people going across on the smallest zebra crossing I ever seen in my life. Oh, it's a zebra crossing on a bicycle lane.
Oh, very good. Oh, I see it there, look.
Yeah.
Look.
So there's a zebra crossing with the lights and they're gone red and the two guys out the way. There's only two white stripes on a bicycle lane.
Well, I saw something a couple of weeks ago. You know the lights at Vincent Avenue going on to the Dublin Road there. I was sitting maybe 4 cars back and everybody was stopped and I was waiting there forever. And then the chap, it was my turn to go on, and the lights turned red and I just stopped this side of the line, not the line. And a gentleman that he came out of the house, said, you're going to have to go up to the line. If you don't go up to that line there, the lights are not going to change for a long time. And he was absolutely right. I don't know the reason for it, but if anybody has the same problem as I had,
ring us now.
He said you have to move up to the line.
Yeah.
But the cars are going back up to the barracks, So if anybody knows what happened there, I don't know.
Yeah, well, there is a places where a pressure plate could be put on the sun. I know, when you have them for the barriers.
But people need to know this. There's no signs or nothing to say, you got to be up to the line, you got to be up to the line. No, nothing.
We have a photograph in front of it. Is that spitting image?
That's Alvaro, isn't it?
No, it's not. Yeah, it's a family of puppets.
Yeah, what is it? The Memory Riddle.
Oh yeah, it's the creepiest. I heard about this creepiest ever kids show. And
that's not real, is it?
It is. No, they're sort of real people, but with
masks.
It's on RTE, and Jesus, I know you're one. I do. I think he was here last Saturday night, But they look,
I'll tell you, they look scary.
it is very scary for kids. And you see, that's what I mean. That's what I can't understand. They want to change Willy Wonka and then they put this on. You know.
What have we now, Paddy?
Willy Wonka and Lily Savage.
Pancake Tuesday.
Yeah, yesterday was Pancake Tuesday.
Did you make them, Paddy?
No, I actually bought them.
You bought them, did you?
And I would prefer to make them. I don't like the bought ones.
Well, I tried them one, not this year, last year. And they turned out like men's slippers. Honestly, diabolical. But anyway, look, I like them. They're very filling, though. People say I had 6. No, you can't eat 6 pancakes.
They're supposed to be great for COVID. A lot of people had them during COVID. Especially
I'm going to fall into it again.
No,
Go on.
Especially if you had COVID. It was only food you could slip underneath the door. But anyway, what is this? This is a brilliant painting. I've seen this painting. No matter where you go, it follows you. But I think all painting does that.
Well, no, this one changes with age. The age of the
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So the more you walk away, the older it gets. You know what? I have a mirror like that in the bathroom. When I look into it, grand until I walk away.
No, it's an early morning thing with me. Looking at it, oh Jesus!
It reminds me years ago of there was a guy who went away to live in London and never contacted the family and that. So when he arrived at his digs, he walks in and there's a small mirror. And he looks at himself. He says, "Isn't that incredible?" He says, "I'm only out arriving and I have a photograph of me here on the wall." So he gets a letter from home. "How are you doing?" So he says, "Things are great." He says, "They even have a photograph of me in the digs here. I'm sending it to you now." And he puts the mirror and he sends it. And it arrives back and the father takes it out. He says, "Holy shit, he got very old." They're the simple jokes. What have we got now? We got a lot of... Is that phones? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people now are not using cameras, right? And they're just, when they're starting to talk to people, it's all through phone. Would that be a Zoom meeting or something?
Well, what it says here is this woman that you see at the front.
Yeah.
She's got each of these phones are streaming a different video for thousands of people around the world of the one person. This is what people are doing now.
Yeah, a lot.
So all these phones are recording her.
For different people around the world.
All at one time.
But did she put up those phones?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
It's unreal, isn't it? Nowadays, like technology, I was talking to Paddy Goodwin this morning. There was a song called The Rock and Roll Waltz by K-Star.
Yeah.
And she's saying in it that her mother and father were waltzing to a rock and roll on her record machine.
Oh, yeah. So that's the words of the
record
song.
machine.
Yeah.
And like what we had in our days, like if I was learning a song on a 45, it was on... it was 33, wasn't it?
33, yeah.
I'll
13 to 3rd.
Yeah, I put it to 78 so I could get the words. That's why an awful lot of my songs. But we just so you get the words, and then I'm sure everybody done it. You waited till the DJ stopped talking and you press record to get the bit of a song. You know.
It's great that they have the vinyl back though. You know.
Oh, so they're all back now. Everyone thought that CDs and DVDs were the whole thing.
No.
I seen in a shop. I was going to buy a DVD player for 40 quid, brand new.
Oh yeah.
You know, brand new, because I have a lot of DVDs of Eagles, and even though I can get them on YouTube and all that, but it's nice to be able to sit down and.
I like to see that anybody that has a collection of vinyls or CDs in a cabinet, all indexed. I think that's great.
No, they had. Well, the ones we used to have for the 45 was the wire thing. You used to put them all into it.
Yeah.
And there was 2 in it. There was Lion Eyes and something else. I don't know what it was.
What have we there, Paddy?
We have flavour crisps. They're called Chaz crisps. They are pussy flavour and dick flavour.
Who put that up, Paddy?
Don't know.
Oh, jeez. I thought it was something a bit Chaz.
Whatever happened to the prawn cocktail? Oh, yeah. There's some things. Liam Neeson says Star Wars is being hurt by so many spin-offs. It's taken away from the mystery and the magic. There's a new one coming out. Yeah, there's a new one coming out at the moment. Now, I would have been a big fan of Star Wars from the start. I've seen every one of them, and my kids always got the Star Wars figures and the lightsabers and everything. But
it's just a new one that's out now.
there's a new one out now. It's a spin-off. Mandalorian. That's what I call it. I was actually on the news tonight.
That's the guy who made the cars, was it? DeLorean
No,
cars.
that's John DeLorean. He was Back to the Future. Yeah, but there's a lot of spin-off, like even on the Western Front. That's a new one now, done on. It's a German crowd done it, which I believe is winning Oscars all around.
I'm looking forward to that now.
I'd like to see it, but don't put him up. Oh, Jesus.
Well, this was a post by TG Car TV, and what did they say in Irish?
Misha Egon Cinema, the snacks and what? Folky. Folky.
What-
In the pockets, isn't it?
What is it?
In your pockets.
It's basically me going to the cinema with snacks in my pocket.
My pocket. That's exactly what it is, yeah. Yeah.
It's everyone can see it. It's
That wasn't bad translation, though, was it?
Sam Smith.
What?
It's Sam Smith.
Can you speak Irish, Paddy? Now, don't be acting. This is a serious
I
question.
could a few words.
Couple of fuckle.
Yeah, I have a few words. Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Re-roggers roll the ball, yeah.
Michael wrote about the show.
The chicken pox, the rash or reach. Yeah, but Sam Smith has been in the paper a lot about what he's wearing and all this. But he's putting more attention on himself.
Is that the guy who was in that suit there?
Yeah.
Is it? What's his name?
Sam Smith.
Is he a singer?
Yeah, well, they say he is, yeah. He's, there seems to be an awful lot of controversy more than what they're out there to get.
Yeah, there is a lot of that now, and of course it's the media again.
No,
putting
it's
things up like that.
themselves.
I know, putting it up on.
putting it out,
Hey, what's the idea of dressing up like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like what we had in our day, and we thought it was funny, was Danny LaRue. We thought that was
Brilliant entertainer,
great entertainer,
and one of our own, I must say.
Yeah, he done it for fun, but there seemed to be even you seen one of the videos. We seen one of the videos with a girl on stage with Lady Gaga getting sick on her. What is the sense? Lady Gaga is an exceptional singer.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. But do you have to go? You can imagine me on a Saturday night and some fella throwing up and tell you, come here. Going back to speaking Irish, it's a pity we're sort of lost. It's a pity we lost our language. Now, I know over in Spiddle and Kerry and some parts of Kerry, they all speak Irish, and it's all the time.
and I think, I think it's a wonderful thing to be able to do. I have a daughter who teaches, she's an Irish teacher, and it's great to be able to, even if you just have a little conversation or a few words. If somebody asks you a question and you come back and say, Neil Issachum, that means I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. Or my who on fire, good man, that.
Yeah.
Of,
But it's all, I'll tell you what it was, in our day, Sean. It was bed into your school. That's why it wasn't learned.
That's very true, yeah. And it was difficult enough to learn it.
It was, if you didn't get it right, you got, as we used to call them, you got 6 dingers on each hand.
Yeah.
And it was so I think that turned, and then if people remember the old punts on the 5 there was Irish writing, none of us could read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the change.
But we knew the value of it, but.
Oh, we knew the value. Then there was change, and we had a car in my day was a Dlustan.
Yeah.
Now it's just a car.
That's right, yeah. Yes,
there's all changes now, and I would have loved to speak our language, an Irish language.
So would I.
But
then again, it's not too late. Like I said there earlier on, there, just a couple of fuckle there and a little, my who and all this sort of thing, little thing, and then you get used to saying and putting words together, and then people understand you. Then
the only thing Irish that I know is the national anthem. in Irish. That's the only Irish that I would know a full song of. And I know there was albums come out because of Shocked and a Gaeilge of a lot of bands recorded their song in Irish.
Yeah.
I would have. I'd love to speak Irish.
Well, Paddy, put that down in your bucket list, then.
Well, I got the bucket. I don't have the list. I had that's out at the moment. Black ice cream. I see it on the screen now. So it's called carbon coconut ice cream.
It doesn't look very appetizing, that doesn't it? Huh?
Well,
I thought it was some piece of coal or
carbon
something.
coconut. It probably tastes nice because when you think of it, if I was going to get an ice cream or something, I would go for lemon, so it's yellow. Why not black?
Nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't look very appetizing, as I said. Like, what would you put on that now? Well, you couldn't put any on that.
You want to put yourself sitting on the toilet after.
No, but there's a trend at the minute for carbon in foods. Like they're doing like burgers there. See that? Like,
Oh, no.
I visit here and it looks like it. I was a teenage pimp. So everything is carbon into the food and it turns black.
yeah, there's
And why? Is it healthy? Does it do anything for you?
it's a new trend.
Does it make you run a marathon or anything like that?
It's not a new trend, but it's been around for a couple of years. They're making products black.
It's unreal.
We can bone that if we want it, you know.
Oh, shit, yeah. That's like your man went into the restaurant or into the cafe and he says, can I have 2 burnt sausages, a burnt egg, burnt rasher and burnt black and white? He says, how dare we don't serve that. He says, you fucking did yesterday. Black ice cream.
Well, you know.
Imagine handing a child there, you're after 99 and them looking at you,
I can't see that catching on at all. Anyway,
a cornet.
who am I to know?
And when they have to change it,
That's the charcoal.
that's charcoal there.
Is it carbon, Chris? A spoonful of carbon helps the medicine go down, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Is that raw? Is that raw carbon? There's a lot of things there that are no, that's the black and white ice cream.
Yeah.
Now, if it was whiskey, it'd be grand, but
Be
not.
grand. Not
black
during
and
Lent.
white.
Not during Lent.
Oh, that's right. You're
not
off it
during
now
Lent,
for
no.
6
No.
weeks.
Oh, no, not during Lent.
Whatever you say nothing. But just to let you know, you're tuned to the Salvation Show. And if you do go on, if you give us a little like on our YouTube page, subscribe to it. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you're on Spotify or iTunes, just give us a little mention there. Tell us what you think of it. We just take up topics. Lots of people send in topics to us and we take it up. So far, we've talked about the price of
I'm just
drinking
interested, sorry, Paddy, on that photograph, Chris. Could you just
on
scroll back?
the ice cream one.
No, on the face. It gets older as you walk away from it. That one there.
Yeah.
That's incredible, that.
It is. It's in, where is it? Is it in France or somewhere? Yeah, when you pass this painting of a young girl, the more you walk away, the older it gets.
There's a name on the bottom of that. There's a name on that, and I'd like to see it. Looks like French, anyway.
Sergei Cadenas.
It's Spanish.
Is that her name?
It's Spanish. She's Spanish, yeah.
So it's Sergei Cadenas when she was young, and when you walk away from it, she gets older.
See, she's very disappointed. Look.
It is. And would you go up and say, Senor photograph, Senor? Oh, yeah. Susanna Hofford, the bangles.
Same age.
She's the same oh, my God.
I couldn't argue with that.
But I'll tell you one thing, she's a beautiful guitar there. It's a Rickenbacker.
Have you seen the pictures of Madonna?
I've seen him lately, yeah.
She looks like Mrs. Doubtfire. Am I right?
I doubt if she is. Maybe she's the other side of the painting. But there is, people say it, that there is a lot younger looking people that are actually the same age.
Well, that's the photograph there. She definitely looks like Mrs. Doubtfire. On that.
She looks like one of the
And did she
Star
dress up on purpose like that there for the? She must have.
I'd say there's a few facelifts there.
She's done that for a bet or something. Oh my goodness me!
And then the girl is the same age from the Bangles.
But you know what? She's made up. She made up.
No, the young one from the Bangles looks a hell of a lot better because she doesn't wear makeup.
She's a natural.
Well, there's Madonna.
Oh, she's frightening.
Oh. Because you can
imagine her walking. I'm giving you a lady's choice,
in
Paddy.
Gilmore's entry. Imagine meeting that in the dark. But you can see, you'd know there was a facelift there because you can see that our face is pulled back.
Jesus, man, there's missed a lot of concrete there, Paddy. No.
But there is some people that they shouldn't go for facelifts.
I don't know. That's crazy. Yeah.
Is that Madonna? Oh my God.
Is that?
That's Madonna there when she's no makeup on her.
Has she got a daughter that looks like her? I wonder.
I don't know. I know that's definitely her. Anyway, we'll
not be getting any calls from her, Paddy.
Oh, not a chance. The fallen Madonna with the big boobies. Now, there's a young lady, and is that your one from the Bangles?
I think that's Madonna's daughter.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Oh, she's nice looking then.
Yeah, you can actually see the photograph of Madonna's daughter and Madonna when she was a bit younger. Now, you can see the difference in Madonna there. If you notice that her eyes are not pulled back. So she definitely got a facelift.
Are you a plastic surgeon, Paddy, or something?
No,
you all these little tricks.
No, but I recycle. There is, but there is a lot of people getting fit. Like, you remember Joan Rivers?
Oh my goodness!
Oh my God!
Yeah.
All that moved on Joan Rivers was her lips. If they even wear her lips.
She was taking bits from everywhere.
Oh, and then you seen Michael Jackson, Lord rest him, and all this, but.
And Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers and a lot of people. And then there's this other woman. She was beautiful. And then she's got that much that her face swole out. I can't think of her name. Her face swole out. She got that much. You know, to me, here's my opinion. If you look at a face and you like that face, there's something in that face that attracts you to that face. You know, and attracts other people to it. And then people come along and get plastic surgery, and that takes away.
And they make a mess.
Look at Kenny Rogers. Oh my God. That was the worst ever.
That was the worst ever, yeah.
He went in as Kenny Rogers and came out as Roy Rogers. You know, it just... I know people don't like wrinkles and they don't like this and they don't like that, but leave them alone. You know what I mean?
Would you change anything, Paddy?
Oh, no, I wouldn't, no.
Are you sure?
I remember I remember I had to go in for something, because people would see that I wear a baseball hat. I have a thing called lupus, that I'm allergic to light and all that. But I remember I had to go in and get tested, and they had to take 4 mark pieces out of my head to do tests and see. But when they finished, they stitched them, and it was the first time I had a fringe in about 19 years. It was great. Your man says, will you come up and get them out? He said, well, no. So come.
And did you go for a crook with him? Sure.
Oh, it was great. Unbelievable. Next week, we're going to do the whole show in Irish.
Well, I'll tell you what, maybe we should do a little segment of it.
We should.
We could learn a wee bit from now until next week. How about that?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Wouldn't we just say something, maybe a 2-minute or a minute or 2 minutes topic of your choice, or scale
yeah, or scale go. We should try it, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I remember years ago.
Copying now, you might as well copy.
I remember years ago when they had before TG4 and all that, there was always a segment of sport, and the guy would do it in Irish, either with Gaelic football or this or that. And it was time that Muhammad Ali was fighting Sonny Liston, and it was on the radio. And I remember coming in, someone put it up on Facebook. He said, "His name Muhammad Maghali," and he's in Sonny O'Liston, and what was it? He said Muhammad Maghali Pucka, Sonny Liston Pucka, and he's baiting the Pucka out of him. Oh, God.
But just before we wrap up there, we're talking about the Irish language. There's a serious difference in an accent in the Kerry and Cork accent in Irish and the north of Ireland, the Derrys and Tyrone and all them, and it's totally different.
Oh, it's complete. But isn't that Northern Irish? It's the same Irish.
I think there's a wee bit of the dialect is slightly different. I think, isn't it? You know.
Well, everything has changed now. Sure, even when you're coming up, you'll see it on Russian or Spanish. If there's an English word that they can't get a Spanish word for an Irish word, they will say the English word of it.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of it, but I deliberately used to watch Unknooked just to hear and then to read down the side what it was, because it's a long time since I done
But
Irish.
I'll tell you, whoever does the reading now on TG Carr on the Newark, they're just absolutely fluent Irish speakers.
Yeah, but it's
You know, it's totally different to what we learned at school. Not we learned the same, but the way it was delivered, it's absolutely beautiful.
Sure. I seen one that came up on Facebook, the song Trasna na Dunta. That came up. That was a song we used to learn. And it was a lot of songs that we learned in Irish at school. But when it came to the Irish, if you hadn't got it right, there was one of them dusters with the wood came across the sky.
Yeah, but you learned it the next time.
And you had it off the next time, but you forgot everything else about your life. You know, it was unbelievable. When you think of it, that was capital punishment. You know, and it didn't matter what you know, when you got 6 in each hand, you went down and you grabbed onto the desk where the cold steel.
Well, that happened to me one time, and that's for another day.
Terrible.
That's for another day. Anyway,
We should talk about now. I wouldn't say Alvaro was hit because his father had a shop. No, and you know, those days it was unbelievable. No wonder we didn't learn anything. And you couldn't.
we had a permanent ring in our ears.
But
well.
in those days, like when you became 14, that was it. You were finished school. And I couldn't wait. I was lucky because I was 14 in August. It was during the summer holidays. And I didn't go back. And I used to walk past the school. Used to love that, looking at the boys. But then you were working part-time. Anyway, that is a lot. Don't forget, do give us a bit of a... subscribe on our YouTube Salvation Show channel.
And if you like what you see, you know.
We're on YouTube and Spotify. Just give us a little mention in there. And if you like us, say something about it, or you can send us a topic and we'll take it up as well. Have a nice night. Until the next time.
Thanks for listening. Thank you, and thanks for watching.